Welcome, friends. This is Archangel. You want to know what is so pathetically played out besides taxes, sex, and pinstriping? Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. It is people referencing nature as justification for male devaluation, utility, and essentially disposability. Males are disposable elements of nature. Males are the providers and protectors in nature. I hear so much ado about nature and science, even in the manosphere, that males are made to be disposable, expendable, discardable, and many will go on scientific diatribes about how that is simply reality. Yet, if we can further understand this dynamic, then maybe we can somehow rewire females to care for us, and perhaps someday even like us, or dare I say, love us, just maybe somehow, somewhere, in some way. Too many people proffer this scientific male disposability assertion from a strict natural evolutionary platitude. Well, I call BS. Human males are not disposable. You can throw all the animal and primate paradigm rebuttals you like to prop up the male expendability favoring arguments and assertions. This changes nothing. Are we simply impotent vessels to pass along genes? Are humans mere puppets of nature, an indifferent process of replication to no higher end? Well, if we are simply cogs in a machine of random futility which we call nature, apparently nobody told the puppets their sentience is an illusion, since the puppets utilized the same sentience and rose up to split the atom, the foundational element of nature, and thus dominate the power of this chaotic nature, the very same employer we serve as genetic beakers for. I'll cut to the chase here. No, males are not disposable. Rather, humans are schizophrenic chameleons in their justifications and assertions regarding our environment. On the one hand, we assume Homo sapiens as superior than the rest of the animal kingdom by virtue of the technology born of the sentience of humans, and in particular, the brilliance of males. Yet, on the other hand, we claim that we are mere animals, following instinctual instruction to use males as disposable utilities for the welfare of females, and we further impugn male worth by stating that protection and provision of females is essentially continuation of the entire species. No, wait. So we claim nature when we devalue and abuse males as cattle, yet we hold people to higher standards of morality when addressing societal interactions. Really? Nature is cannibalism. Nature is indifference to suffering. Nature is killing. Nature is predation upon the weak and disadvantaged. So why can't we use the nature justification in court? Because we expect human citizenry to adhere to consensual, civilized standards of moral code and understand the difference between right and wrong. Morality, right and wrong, are human constructs, derivative products of our higher functioning, our neocortex. Nature is indifferent adherence to instinctual programming, wholly removed from conscience or judgment or ethical responsibility. There are no ethics or equality or equity or fairness in survival. Curious. We expect people to live morally or from their higher functionings when discussing murder, but when contemplating male usury and immoral expendability, we revert to, oh, well, it's 'cause of nature. So you shouldn't embezzle money because it's wrong and you are expected to understand this. But using males for utility? Oh, heck yeah. Look at nature. Killing and eating another? Wrong. Devaluing and mistreating the male sex? Hell yeah. Nature orders it. So society uses morality to justify treatment A and nature to justify duplicitous treatment B. Okay, fine. We'll entertain the males are devalued and disposed of because nature demands it argument. If nature constructs dictate the independent worth of the human sexes, then this infers we are indeed simply animals driven on basal desires and instincts, mindless automatons, behooving nature by passing genes on down the line. And since protecting genes along their journey into the future is the only consideration of life in any capacity, as well as the improving and refining of these genes along the way, thus a few changes need to be invoked for the streamlining of this be-all and end-all imperative, which is gene replication. First off, we need to eradicate all those with genetic disease. If not for our human artificial constructs of protecting human physiological deficiencies, nature would indeed have weeded out and killed off the weak, handicapped, and flawed long ago. If nothing else, we should sterilize all humans who are less than physically or intellectually superior, in order to make up for the impure breeding that we have allowed to take place, thereby causing detriment to evolution's design. Thus, the handicapped or flawed should be prevented from breeding. Come on, gene replication is our highest priority. We're animals following instincts, remember? Moreover, elderly people should be discarded. They do not serve procreative purposes past a certain age. They simply become useless feeders, a hindrance upon nature by usurping resource and provision while contributing nothing to the only imperative of any life form, which is gene replication through species continuance. The resource we waste on elderly non-breeders could fuel the young virile breeders. Furthermore, cheesecakes, ice cream, cookies, donuts, funnel cakes at the county fair, or chocolate-dipped Twinkies at the amusement park. Get rid of it all. None of these things benefit the health of replicating cells, and thus none speak to the refining and improvement of replicating genes into the future. Pop culture, entertainment, cell phones, Ferraris, none of these things contribute to the successful purifying or continuance of genetic material. Nix all of these useless frivolities. So our diet, our behaviors, our very worth should be prioritized according to any applicable procreative contributory ability. Anyone who is not directly involved with gene replication should be quickly dispatched from consumption of beneficial resource saved for productive breeders. Also, population control should be initiated because we populate out of control. We will consume the planet's resources, leaving us with a less than desirable sustenance reserve with which to fuel future vessels of genetic replication. This would be counter to our single and only purpose as living beings, gene replication through reproduction. Males are disposable. Look at nature. Well, apparently, we have a lot of changes to make and a lot of useless or inferior eaters to kill off if we want to invoke the nature justification. And since nature is the theory people subscribe to when confronted with male devaluation and disposability, this means nature's agenda of reproduction supersedes all individual players. Hence, females that fail to advance this ultimate purpose of gene replication through species continuance are just as disposable as males. If a female is infertile, she serves no purpose. If a female has substandard mammaries, she is a less than desirable instrument of procreation, as her offspring nourishing ability is most likely inadequate, and thus she really serves no purpose, and should be expendable compared to her sisters of superior genetic biology. Moreover, females should not be allowed to alter their appearance in any form or fashion. No cosmetics, no bras, no heels, no augmentation of any kind. Such alterations simply are designed to hide imperfection, which nature intends to be displayed so that they may be weeded out in mate selection, thus purifying its genetic stock in humans. Females should be screened for sterility, height, mental capacity, and dozens of other genetic markers, and if found deficient in any, they must be deemed unsuitable for reproduction. Hence, they serve no procreative purpose to our driving imperative of gene replication through nature and instincts, and therefore they may be deemed suitable for labor purposes if capable to be discarded when they cannot serve, just like males. Males should not be allowed to masturbate or any non-reproductive ejaculation, as this might waste vital seed. Sex is not fun, it is a job. How does everything sound thus far? Good times and fun for all, huh? If people want to use nature as justification for male devaluation and disposability, then it's time we get serious about it, right? I know the human experience is not black and white, yet I am sick and tired of people throwing out nature as the be-all, end-all justification for male usury and indifference to the suffering of the Y chromosome. So, males are expendable because of nature. Then, in the next breath, folks will tout humans as above nature, even in control of nature. You know why the males are naturally disposable argument holds water like a cardboard box? Because unlike the rest of nature, humans sport sentience, self-awareness, and display the peculiar capacity for morality, compassion, and the introspection of the unique human constructs of right and wrong, concepts which are foreign to nature. There is simply gene replication through continuation of acceptable vessels, whether it be plant or animal. Everything else is just details. There's no right or wrong in nature. So, in light of our higher functioning, we have a greater responsibility towards the sacredness of life than do animals that cannot assimilate human constructs of right or wrong. Which is it? Are we human animals following basal programmings? Or are we advanced beings of sentience and compassion? Which one? This is not a buffet where you can pick and choose our motivations for doing a thing. Either we are driven by our lizard brain and reinforced by limbic system reward, or we operate from our higher mindset and its inherent capabilities. In fact, if we were mere animals, then the concept of worth would also be foreign. So the debate over gender value is moot. We are all mindless employees of nature, who either provide as instructed or we are food for something else regardless of sex. This nature justification has the same import as political correctness. It's all or nothing. We cannot flip-flop in our treatment of others and claim lower functioning in one instance, then hold people to higher standards in another. That's as genuine as females claiming equality in one instance and then reverting to infantilization whenever it suits them, like around manual labor or financial fairness. It is blatant horse crap to claim higher functioning or morality and conscience as justification for artificially propping and protecting the elderly, handicapped, or weakened and disadvantaged. Then in the next breath, claim nature as justification for male devaluation, usury, and disposal. Either rights, worth, inherent creature value, and compassion are applicable to all, or indifferent natural savageries are applicable to all, free of conscience or artificial prejudicial societal sway. If we were mere animals obeying instinct, we would not have charities or law. Nobody would care about injustice or the inequity and suffering of anyone. In fact, we would not be thinking at all, simply obeying. All's fair in nature. The business of gene replication through carbon-based vehicles cannot afford compassion. The fact that you can hear these words and comprehend their meanings, the fact that you can understand the human concepts of worth or right and wrong or compassion, moreover, that you can make any judgments about any of these things, means that you are utilizing your higher human specific functionings and capabilities. You are operating from a higher than nature capability just ingesting these words and the ensuing platitudes. So the answer to whether we are simply creatures obeying instinct by devaluing males or whether we are capable of morality is answered simply by you ingesting these words. Animals incapable of morality or justice cannot read or understand words. Humans capable of compassion and ethics can. Please don't even try to hide male devaluation and mistreatment behind such a pathetic, flimsy, fake excuse as nature. The nature argument is quite simply a hypocritical conversational diversion tactic to dress and pretty up abhorrent bigotry. This accomplishes no end of justice for males. How is debating male utility in nature going to overturn egregious wrongs trespassed against males every nanosecond around this spinning terrestrial circus? How is male disposability in nature going to right divorce entitlements or selective service requirements? How is offering the same old tired refrain of nature going to reverse the scars of male genital mutilation, or fix the inner hurts, or dry the tears shed this very moment by males around the globe because of the effects of gynocentrism? It's not. And that is the point. We mire people down in truculent discussions of nature, and there we stay. We do not have to address or fix a damn thing when we bog ourselves down with nature rebuttals to male devaluation and disposability. Yeah, we are so misandristic. We do not want to value males, and so nature is the be-all, end-all conversational ender and male utility enforcer. Parroting nature to encourage male devaluation is a cop-out by creatures capable of transcending nature. Moreover, I do not care about nature or its imperatives. I do not care about procreation or species continuance. I don't have to. There are way too many unfit specimens reproducing out of control around the globe every minute of every day. The human race is not under any duress of extinction in any scenario possible. What I do care about is the pain and suffering of males, the cruel and unjust abuse hurled upon them without consent. Thus, if you continue to argue nature as reasoning for male devaluation and expendability, replay this video. Obviously, something did not sink in. Oh, go ahead, try and out-talk me. Try to drown me out with scientific jargon or conceptualized hypothesis. Try to muddy my crystal clear points with superfluous theory. This will not change the import or correctness of my observations and assertions. Say whatever you want so you can sleep at night. However, the truth center within you knows that I speak righteously. If we were mere animals, obedient puppets, succumbing to biology, you wouldn't understand any of this, nor would these words or the language I utilize, nor the concept these words come together to form, have any meaning to you. You'd be incapable of introspection and devoid of conscious thought. You would merely be cattle grazing, peeing, pooping, and fornicating anytime, any place nature called. If the nature justification held water, then humans are mere animals, and thus we would simply eat, bang, and kill each other. Wait, that sounds eerily familiar. My friends, stand with me. Live free.